This one's unbelievable. A Florida woman accused of trying to kill her boyfriend over American Idol.
Up in Memphis, music's like a heat wave. White light.
There's a clip from the show on Fox last night. All right, the show that cops in St. Petersburg say started this couple's fight. Boyfriend got sick of arguing about something over the show, turned off the channel, went to bed. Next thing you know, he tells cops he wakes up, girlfriend Cynthia Ware's wielding a 10-inch butcher knife. He's stabbed 5 times in the back. She stabs him a couple times in the chest, and for good measure, cops say she dumped boiling hot chocolate on him, scalded the guy. And he had to run for his life after that. Over American Idol? Come on. Joining me to talk about this, Dr. J. Buzz von Ornsteiner, a forensic psychologist. Buzz, let me ask you that. American Idol leads to this kind of rage? How's that?
Well, whenever we see couples that are in conflict, we have to believe that their emotional needs are not being met. And obviously, when couples don't communicate correctly, or something brews inside of one of the partners, say they don't feel valued, or they don't feel appreciated, or they feel their needs are not being met, here in watching American Idol, that obviously somehow clicked in this woman. I'm assuming this has been going on for some time, that she felt she was being abused, that she felt her needs were not being met, that she felt that her husband wasn't being respectful to her. Now, things like this just don't happen overnight. Right. The mind kind of brews, and the person holds on to those emotions. They don't communicate correctly. Then they kind of snap, or they kind of boil over, and then she spoils the hot coffee. Then she tries to stab her husband. When in fact, you know, love and hate sometimes go very close together. Yeah. And we're seeing a couple, I'm sad to say, really needed ability to communicate correctly. Right. It's really sad when we see these acting out behaviors that could lead to murder.
Yeah, and obviously it's deeper than American Idol. Sounds like tip of the iceberg. This is just what led to her snapping. Yourselves for this next story. Teen girls caught duking it out on cameras in Louisiana. Even worse, cops say adults are egging them on. You can see the background video. There are adults there telling them to throw hands, keep fighting. When one girl reportedly tried to walk away, it appears an adult pushed her back in.
The type of thing that I could compare this to most would be the situation where we've dealt with people who, were, dog-fighting or cockfighting, and now we're looking at someone's child here. So these are children that are being encouraged in this kind of behavior.
Also in the video, children are watching as we see it one more time. I mean, we're talking about a little child that comes up there. You see in the corner, left corner there, you see the little feet of a child watching, standing next to, we believe, is a parent here. It's outrageous. The couple told cops they thought the beatdown was the best way to solve a problem between the girls. That's what parents are coming with. We've learned they're related, at least one of the teens, talking about with the parents here, or the adults in the picture. Now they're facing 2 counts of cruelty to a juvenile, talking about the adults. Back with us to talk about it, Dr. J. Buzz von Ornsteiner, forensic psychologist. A couple of Facebook comments. That's, again, unbelievable. Therese writing, people wonder why kids have such a disregard for other people when it's being put on them and taught to them by adults. Another one, Jennifer, writing, the adults should be held responsible. You can't teach your children to be violent. One other Facebook comment, Peter writing, real parents step in and stop kids who fight. These are not real parents. Great comment there, Peter. Want to bring back Dr. J. Buzz von Ornsteiner. Doctor, how do parents do this? How can a parent come to this place?
It's really sad, you know, these parents felt they were doing the right thing. They clearly have diminished parenting skills. They clearly don't have good coping skills. They feel they have to teach their children to protect themselves violently. They don't seem to have the parenting tools to teach their children good coping skills. It's really sad. There is more violence in our cities, in our communities, and of course the video then goes on YouTube, and so the children unfortunately get more attention for this violence, more attention for this acting out behaviors, and you have to wonder psychologically, how does the parent look at their children? Do they see their children as a trophy? Do they see their children as a pawn? Do they see their children as something to manipulate their own anger and then put their children out in these fighting arenas? It's truly sad. These parents need intervention. These parents need treatment, but they've got to be motivated to take parenting training classes. Right. They've got to really believe that there is a better solution than violence.
Yeah, they've got to see the error in their ways. You wonder if they do. Let's get another call in. Ken's with us in South Carolina. Hey, Ken, go ahead.
Hey, how you doing?
Great, Ken.
Just ridiculous to let them 2 girls keep on fighting and then have a little kid to be watching the fight too. That's not nothing for a little kid to be watching, because if a little kid watch the fight, he thinks that's going to be all right.
That's right. We're teaching him to do the same.
made this fight continue and didn't stop it should be charged for it.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous. I'm so angry about that. Two girls
Ken,
fighting, a little kid watches. That is
it's
ridiculous.
horrible. Ken, thanks for the call. The adults are facing felonies. Doctor, what about the little one they're watching? What happens in the mind and the heart of that little child?
You know, it's sad because children are like sponges. You know, they take on what their caregivers teach them. They take on what their parents teach them. And here's a child who's saying, oh, this is great. I'm in an arena. I'm watching fighting. I'm seeing my parents passively watch this. In fact, in one situation, you see one of the female parents encourage them to fight. And we would like to think parents are our caregivers, are our nurturers, are our protection. They're there to protect us from violence, not encourage it. You'd hope this child, through Adult Protective Services, is going to get therapy, basic therapy of how to protect herself, how to be a good negotiator, how to have better coping skills, unfortunately, than her parents have provided for her. This is really sad.
No, it is. And that one scene we saw there in the video of one of the fighters, one of the young girls wanted out, and the adult, pushes back in. Can't imagine that helpless feeling. Of that young girl
you're asking for your parents to help you. You're asking for protection. You're expecting your mother to be your caregiver. Whether that is actually her parent or not, there's still an adult, and we assume adults are there to protect our children. Really sad. They may not be bad people. They just need better training. They need to learn how to be a parent.
Doctor, great having you aboard. Thanks again.